And we're live. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Closer Show.
This shit right here is staying right here all year. But
this shouldn't be stressful at all. I want that 2,500 just because he wouldn't give it to me.
G's private stock lead. Let's go.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to another Closer Show. I am Liam Benson. I will be hosting the show tonight, and we have a very, very, very special guest. He's a master of creative finance. So, for those of you guys who are always telling each of our callers to, why didn't you do creative? Why didn't you do creative? This guy's a specialist at it. He's probably going to go for that first, and I've got no doubt in my mind we're going to get a contract locked up today. For those of you guys who are tuning in for your first time, this is the format of the show. iSpeedToLead.com. That's our company. We generate a ton of leads. So imagine a website where in literally 30 seconds, you could go online and find a motivated seller in your area. The website's free to sign up to. It's a win-win-win. So go check it out for those of you guys who are new. And the show right here, we call the leads that never sold before, right? So if nobody bought leads on the nobody bought leads on the website, then those leads, they come to us here. We're going to call them, and we're going to show you that we can lock contracts up even on leads that nobody wanted. Isn't that crazy? So that's the format of the show. That we're going to have our guy today, Terell Small. He will be calling them, making some deals happen. It's just going to be a good time. It's just going to be a good time. But without further ado, I'm going to introduce my good friend, Mr. Terell Small.
What up?
Dude, how are you doing, man?
Man, just doing it, man. Just doing it. Just dealing with this this better weather now in the DF dub, and I don't like ice, and we had ice and everything in the world shuts down and ice. Don't ask me why, and I'm from New England, so this is all still crazy to me, but this is just nuts. That's all it is.
Dude, I know all about ice. I live in Minnesota. It's pretty much all I got to deal with for like half the year.
Yeah, see, that doesn't work for me. Like, I moved from New England because the brochure for Texas said, hey, 70 degrees and all that stuff. Problem is, there was a little asterisk beside it, and it said all you have to do is turn around and it's going to change.
They lied to you, bro.
Yeah, definitely lied to me.
Interestingly enough, even here in Minnesota, everybody forgets to drive once it snows. The first snow, people are crashing their cars all over the place. Like, this is to be expected. Why aren't you guys, I don't know. Yeah. You guys can't figure it out after this long?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me either.
So, dude, I see that you're repping the DFW. You got any other sub-2 guys out there?
Oh, we're like a little army out here. Yeah. We got Myron, we got Payne, we got so many out here. Like anything. This is how it looks. This is how I describe it. Anything that has to do with real estate, there is someone sub-2 in it. So if you need an agent, there's a sub-2 agent. If you need a contractor, there's a sub-2 contractor. Like we're just slowly playing chess and putting people in the places that is gonna just over time it's just gonna turn into, and people are just gonna be like, oh my gosh, sub-2, sub-2.
Well, for those of you guys who don't know, what is sub-2? So
best way to describe sub-2 is that you have the typical wholesale, it's just cash. Hey, you take 70% minus everything, and that's your offer. But what happens is a lot of times that stops you from being able to make the deal, even though the person's motivated, like, hey, here goes, what are we trying to do? Blah, blah, blah. And what happens is a sub-2 is we're thinking outside that traditional box of just cash. You can go novation, you can go seller finance, you can do hybrid, which is seller finance and subject to the Airbnbs. Like everything is just crazy because the way we look at things is we're looking at more of the cash flow. As long as we cash flow a certain amount of money, we can make the deal. And what also too is that allows us to, with some sellers, we can go ahead and sometimes pay over asking price of what they said, as long as they give us the terms we need to make the deal work, So it's always thinking outside the box, always trying to do new things, and it's just crazy.
How many deals have you done, sub-2?
So this year, right now, I'm at 5. my goal is I want to have 10 to 15 that I'm actually holding on to, so that way I can have the passive income.
Sure.
Like right now with the beginning of the year in February and all that stuff, it was like, okay, let's get 2021 done. Now it's 2022. Let's go ahead and get this rocking and rolling, because by the end of 2022 is I'm hoping to have at least 5 Airbnbs running like clockwork, no questions at all.
Cash flow, and those are crazy.
I don't even have to worry about it. It's just mailbox money.
And what's interesting too is a lot of people don't realize that you can actually wholesale creative deals. I've done a number of those actually, because really, what the best way to think of a creative deal is you're just getting better terms than you would from a bank. Either it's not going to go on your credit as a sub 2, and it's still going to be the same terms as a normal bank. Generally probably a decade or more left on that, but it's going to be the exact same interest rates. Or if you're going to be doing seller financing, then you're going to get much more favorable rates than a bank. And again, it doesn't go against your personal credits. You can accumulate as much as you want. And the banks aren't going to be like, hey, what's going on here? So that's but the thing is with that, sophisticated investors, they'll pay cash for any of those deals, just like they would for anything else. So you have the right buyers list. You can get one of those under contract and then send that out for $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 assignment fee if the deal's good enough. And I did one in St. Augustine, Florida, and sent that contract out. I didn't want to hang on to that myself, and had 5 people raising their hands within a couple minutes.
Yeah, it's as long as the deal is structured right, is fine. But also too, what's good about it is sometimes and just the thing about with me and just a lot of us in sub 2 is that we're open books. Like, we don't have any problem telling you what the end goal is. And it's like, hey, I could do this. I just don't know, and I have to look at the numbers and see what makes sense. But from right now, from what I'm seeing, I'm probably going to do this, and be really open and transparent with them. Because then what happens is say, for instance, you lock it up at one way, thinking of one exit strategy, and then after looking at the numbers some more, you're like, wait, hold on, I want to do it this way. And then you can go back to the seller because of the fact is that you've been open and honest and just said it how it is and say, hey, something, Mr. Seller, hey, I was going to go ahead and do it this way, but I'm going to switch it to this. I may have to give you a little bit less down, but for you helping me out, I'm going to put 5, 10, 15, 20K on the back side of it just because I inconvenienced you with what I was doing. And I'm sorry about that. And if you can go ahead and tell the seller, like, hey, something, I was gonna give you 10,000, but I only can give you 5,000, but I'm gonna go ahead and purchase it for an extra for 10, 15,000 more. Are you fine with that? 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, they're like, yeah, why, yeah. That's a no-brainer. Like, that makes no sense at all. Why wouldn't I take that? So,
can you walk us through kind of what the structure of a sub 2 pitch sounds like, or what it looks like, the way that you go about it?
So the way I go about it is I have a conversation, and it's just like, hey, kind of fill me in on what's going on, like, why are we selling it? Now, I'm not gonna sit there and take 15, 20 minutes to do everything in the world, but hey, just let me know what you're trying to get out of it. Why are you trying to sell it? Okay, cool. So these are my options. I'll always give a cash option. Like, hey, here goes a cash option, and this is just gonna go ahead and give it to you. So that way, this is it, because I need to walk in as an investor with instant equity when I do it a cash offer, which is nice, quick, simple. But then on the other hand is I have some other options if you're open to listen to them. And they're like, okay, what's the options? I'm like, well, you say that you need $10,000 down because you're wanting to move to another state. Okay, cool. So what if I give you the 10,000 down, and then depending on what it could be, like if it was a novation, it's like, hey, I'll give you the 10,000 down and let's become partners. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and cover all the repairs and stuff like that. We come up with an amount, how much we're going to sell it for, and we split it down the middle. And while the repairs are happening, I make sure that the bills are taken care of, the mortgage is paid for and all that stuff. Then when it's done, we split it, go about our way. Or if you have some people who are behind on their mortgage with foreclosures, with how they're starting to go up, it's like, hey, something?
Yeah.
I know you're behind. I want to help as much as I can. There even may be a way that we could save the house for you, and it is what it is, because what happens is I believe in karma. Karma can come and bite you. So as long as you do right by people, it's going to come back to you 10 times. So hey, you may have lost this one deal because the seller stayed in the house because you were helping up with pre-foreclosure, but that person's telling 3 other people that they know, hey, Terrell did this by me, he did right by me, this is the person you need to call. And then those 3 people call me, and guess what, that one deal that I lost there, I just gained 3 deals over here, and it's just the mind shift you have to think of, just put good out in the world, and the world's gonna put good back into you.
Dude, I 100% believe in that, right? Because like when you put that sort of good karma out and you are legitimately listening to people and you're legitimately trying to help them, not only does it help you to better understand their situation to structure the best offer available for them, but they're just going to trust you more. And then you're
Yeah.
going to start treating them like a real human. They're not a lead, they're not a prospect. Your conversations go so much smoother. And I think what we're going to see pretty quickly is that these conversations fall into real conversations. It's not
Yeah.
some phone conversation, some sales conversation where you stay outside the box and you kind of fall into, tell me about the condition. You start checklisting each and everything about the property. You actually kind of enter their zone
Yeah.
and, become a part of their life for the duration of their call and for the duration of your guys' contract relationship with each other.
Hmm. And also too is this is one thing is, and this is just me, is word of advice is, even if you bought the property cash and it's just a one transaction thing, has anybody gone out and just sent those people a card in the mail? Reached out to them like 6 months after just to say, hey, how you doing? Because if you go every 6 months and just reach out to them and say, hey, how you doing? Send them a Christmas card, send them a happy 4th of July one. What
Mhm.
happens is you stay in the back of their mind. They're like, oh, wow, he did so much. He was so nice. And he sent me this card. Hey, you're thinking about selling? Talk to this person first. Because sometimes, and this is a question I get all the time is, well, what about real estate agents? It's like, we're not against real estate agents. Like, real estate agents are friends.
Yeah.
Like, we talk to real estate agents all the time and say, hey, they'll say, hey, this is something that I can't do with. Can you maybe work it? It's like, yeah, maybe. And then when we talk to sellers and we say, hey, you know something, the best idea may be just to go ahead and list it. Here, let me give you this agent that I know in your area, and talk to them and see what's going on. And then what happens is that agent comes back to us and says, oh man, thanks for giving me that. Next time I get one, I'm going to let you know. And that's just back to the whole putting that good energy out in the world.
Dude, there it is exactly. And they're going to refer stuff back to you. You're going to start getting more and
Mhm.
more deals. Yeah, I love that. Well, I mean, I think we've explained as much as we really can for that. I think best thing to do now is just to hop into some calls. So I did get some new leads updated in that sheet for you.
All right.
And as far as the format of this, you got their phone number in that
Yeah.
one tab. You can see all the information about it. Like the
Okay.
top one, it's a 5-bed, 3-bath. It's a single family. It's in good condition, he says.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just read that through and then just give them a call. We usually do a triple dial, so we'll call them 3
Okay.
times in a row. And if they don't answer by that third one, just leave a voicemail text.
All
People are
right.
going to pick up pretty readily, though, you'll find,
Yeah.
especially
All
on
right.
Tuesdays.
Let me start from the top and go down, or can I pick anyone?
You can pick any one. Once you call them, just select the row by
Okay.
clicking the number on the left. And if they're a dead lead or whatever, just mark them red. If they didn't pick up, mark them like yellow. If there may be money, click them green.
Okay.
That way, then after this, these leads are all yours, man.
All right. Perfect. Let's do this. I feel like I think I want to be in Arizona today.
There you go.
Let me hit up Arizona. Let's see Arizona.
If you're a real
Let's go.
estate, you like to be in Arizona.
Let's go to where sub two started at. Let's
There we
go.
go.
All right. Tell me if you can hear me with no problem.
Sounds good. You sound great so far.
Can you hear that?
You sound great.
All right. Perfect.
leave your message for.
Hey, Sandra, what's going? Oh, there we go. Let's try that. Let's try that double dial.
I like it.
Please leave it.
And here goes that triple. I'm gonna take a page out of King Closer today. I think I'm gonna take a page out of him.
Yeah, what's that?
Pay homage to the big techs, you know.
Please leave your message for.
Hey, Sandra. Ooh.
That one got you twice.
Hey, Sandra, it's Terrell. I'm trying to buy your house. Give me a call back. There we go.
Yeah, I like that right there, dude. No phone voice. No worries about that. That's for sure.
All right. Once I'm done calling them, what color I have to make it?
I would just make this person they didn't pick up. Mark them as like yellow for not picking up.
Okay, yellow. There you go.
There you go. Boom.
All right, perfect. Yellow. All right. Well, we're still in Arizona. Let's stay in Arizona.
Might as well.
Come on, Ronnie. I know you want to pick up the phone.
I know he does too. He texted me and told me. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for you to call me. I texted him back and said we're gonna have the most handsome man in America calling you in just a little bit.
Hello?
Hey, is this Ronnie?
Yes.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
Good.
Hey, how you doing? You went ahead and filled out a form on my website,
Cash offer option.
iSpeedLead.com. And I was just trying to talk to you about your property that you had. You're trying to sell on Carroll Ave.
On where?
I'm sorry, Harlan.
Hey?
Yeah. Were you still interested in selling that?
Yes.
All right. Can you kind of fill me in on what's going on? Like what's making you want to sell it?
I want to move.
All right. Do you I know you put down on here you didn't want to sell without showings or anything like that. So you just don't want to deal with a realtor?
True.
All right. Well, it sounds like you're you know exactly what you want. Do you have a number in mind?
Yes.
All right. You mind telling me the number? See if I could be a good fit for you.
530,000.
All right, hold on one second. I just
That's
want
cash.
that's cash, okay.
And if you're talking about a service fee or any of that stuff, now we're talking about 580,000.
Ooh. Ooh, what do you mean about a service fee? I've never heard someone say anything about a service fee. That's crazy.
Open door.
Oh, you've been down the open door route.
They've given me an offer.
Oh.
And they got anywhere from 5 to 20 to 15% fee they deduct plus whatever. So yes, I'm familiar with all the different options out there.
Gotcha. So I'm just pulling it up just so I can kind of get an idea of looking at the property and stuff. Did you ever have it listed?
No.
Okay. All right.
when I purchased it about 3 years ago, there was a listing on
Okay. All right. And you're saying about 500. How much did you say? This looks
it. If this is a cash offer, 530.
okay. And if it wasn't a cash offer, how much were you talking?
570, 80. Then we're going to have to deal with a whole bunch of stuff. So, yes.
Okay. What was the whole bunch of stuff?
Or whatever conditions your company puts on it.
My condition is you tell me the number, and then we come up with a way to make the deal happen, and you get money in your pocket, and we're done. There's no conditions or anything like that. I'm not one of these big open doors and offer pad and all that stuff. I'm not one of those big guys, you know. I do right by the people that I talk to, you know. You tell me your number, and I'll make the number work as long as you're able to help me out. You know, my goal is always to help whoever I'm talking with, you know.
Okay.
So now I see it's a really, really nice property. Wow.
Yes, it is.
Wow, really nice. Really nice. Okay. So I know you were talking about if it was a cash, it was five something, and if it wasn't cash, it would be around that 550, 575 range. Now, with that 550, 575 range, are you willing to work with me on being able to I'm going to handle all the closing costs and you won't have to worry about anything? Would you be willing to give me a little bit of a discount on that price if I was able to put maybe about 10,000-15,000 in your pocket right at closing, and then we go ahead and let me pay you over time for the other part?
I'm not going to take a
Okay. Okay. So then you just want the cash deal then?
Yes, because I'm not. I need the money to buy a house where I want to move to.
Okay.
And I can't carry a contract.
Okay. All right. So, all right. So if I go ahead and I come cash, I pay all the closing fees and all that stuff. Can you give me a little bit of a little bit of help on the purchase price?
You pay me cash and make this a cash offer and close. Closing will be handled by a title company.
Oh yeah.
Legitimate title company won't be handled by anyone else.
No.
And I will sell it for 530,000, 520. I'll even take it down to 520, but that's the bottom of what I'll take it.
Okay.
And we're not talking about a distressed property. We're not talking about a place that's you're gonna have to sit. You're gonna be able to turn that around. Market, I don't know where you're from, but markets in the Maricopa County area, homes are on the market for about 2 days.
Yeah.
And if the asking price is reasonable, they're getting asking price or better.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I just don't want to deal with realtors and showing and all that garbage.
Oh yeah, no, I completely understand. Understand.
So, you're looking at the previous listing, probably the listing from when I purchased the property.
Mm-hmm.
And so you realize that we're not dealing with a distressed property.
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm not at all.
So, we're not talking. We're not saying that we're being unreasonable.
Yeah.
Open Doors offer to me is 577,000.
Mm-hmm.
And then they want their 5% fee deducted off plus closing costs and whatever their repair inspection is.
Yeah.
And so, yes, I'm familiar with how they work. I'm familiar with how that system works.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to deal with that, but
Yeah.
I'm going to sell the property in the next, one way or another. I'm going to either sell it to OfferPad, Open Door, somebody within the next 2 or 3 months.
Okay.
Within the next, at the most 3 months.
Okay. So let's go. Let's look at it this way. So if I could go ahead and give you the 530 cash and be done with it, how quick are you ready to close? Like how long would you need to go ahead and close?
I would want at least 30 days for 90.
Okay, so 90 days. All right. I'm just don't mind me. I'm just writing down my notes because I just want to make sure I'm staying understanding everything. So you want 90 days. That would be preferable. And you don't want any showings, nothing like that. And then you want 530.
And we're talking cash, and we're not talking about any repair fees or anything else.
No, I wouldn't ask for repair fees. Like I said beforehand, I'm not OfferPad. I'm not one of the big companies, you know.
I just want to make sure that we understand it.
Oh yeah, no, I'm so glad that we're make sure that, because I want to make sure that we understand each other, and I want to make sure that it's a win-win situation. You know, I want to make sure that you have give you what you need to make this deal happen, but at the same time, I got to make sure that I'm able to go down the route and all that stuff. You know.
If somebody who has the money and doesn't mind buying a property like that and dealing with realtors and closing and all that stuff, they stand to make $20,000-$30,000 off of this deal, maybe even more. And so I'm not worrying about dropping that money because I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
But I'm also not going to entertain. I've had a company last week called and offered me $450,000 for our property. The conversation was ended right there.
I completely understand.
Just I hung up. So.
Yeah. I'm just looking in the neighborhood. I'm just
I've got open door. I've got OfferPad, and I've also got another real estate investor, all trying to get me to sell the property. Nobody's come up with terms that I'm happy with yet, but we're going to be making a decision.
Okay. So for the terms that you want is the 90 days, and you want cash.
That's correct.
Go for it.
So I'm thinking at that point is 520, and we got 90 days cash. I think that's a great deal. We ready to sign right now?
I'm ready to. You give me a legitimate offer letter, and I'll review it with my wife, and we'll make a decision. And then, yes.
Okay. Well, is your wife available right now? We can go over the contract right now.
My wife I'm at work.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even know you were at work. I so apologize about that. So when's a good time tonight for all three of us to get on the call, and we can go ahead and get this deal, get this agreement all signed up and ready to go?
I get off of work at 5:00, and I'll be home around. I don't know what her schedule is. She's off today, but I don't know what she's got planned with her. One of many activities she gets involved with on her day off. So I'm thinking probably around 7:00.
So 7:00 tonight? All right. So what I'll do is I'll call you back at 7 o'clock tonight. We'll go ahead and I'll have that contract ready for 5/20 with a 90-day closing on it. And if there's any, go ahead.
Be willing, fax that, or either fax it or send that to me, an email, we review it and then decide if we're ready to go down that road.
Oh, well, I know you were saying beforehand you were just wanting the terms that you wanted, and
Okay, yes.
and
I want to review the contract.
yeah. Oh, yeah. No, definitely. What I was going to do was I was going to email the contract to you, both you, your wife, myself. We can all get on the phone and we can go through the contract and make sure everything is where it is and there's no hidden fees or anything like that. And we can go ahead and get this ball started and get you onto the next, get you to that next house.
Okay, well, see what
Now, hey, if you don't mind me asking, is there where in particular were you trying to find your new house at? Because I work with a lot of investors. They may be able to get you a house in that area.
I'm working
Oh, say it again. Where again?
Payson, Arizona.
Payson. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and give you a call back. 7 o'clock or 7:30 better for you?
7.
All right, I'll give you a call back at 7 o'clock. That'll give you some time to have some dinner, talk with the wife, and we can go ahead and get this done with.
Okay, hopefully maybe it'll work. We'll see.
Well, hey, I'm giving everything that you want. I don't see any reason why we can't do it.
Calm down. I've been down this road enough times right now. So
Okay.
I'm not optimistic until I read the document.
No problem. I completely understand. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and talk at 7 o'clock tonight. Me, you, and your wife, and we'll go down the road then.
Okay.
All right. You have a good day, sir.
You too. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Dude, there you go. Nice call, man.
Yeah, I didn't even realize the guy was at work. I should have asked right off the bat. Hey,
But that's all right. You know, the part where you almost screwed yourself is so he came in with the 520, and
Yeah.
then you came back and you're like, so if I got you the 530, and he was like, yeah. And I was like, no, Terell, you're losing 10K right there.
The thing was I wrote it down on my paper because like every person I talk to, I always just have this little piece of paper and just kind of jot down things. And I wrote it down at 520, and right when it came out my throat, I'm like, you know something? Let me see if he was paying attention.
Oh, dude. Well, I think he knew what he said. I think he thought you weren't paying attention. You brought it back to the 520. I think he wasn't going to.
Oh no, I wouldn't. If someone said the 10,000 more than I was originally saying, oh, I'm not saying anything. Like, hey, you said that, so.
Dude, at 520, man, that thing's deep in hedge fund territory, man. If he's getting offers from Open Door at 577, even with their 15% stuff, dude, there's a hedge fund out there who's going to buy that for 570.
Yep.
That's a 50K assignment right there.
Yeah.
Well, your first call of the day.
Yeah. Like I said, I felt so bad that I called him at work, and once he said he was at work, I was like, oh, I gotta stop this, because if I keep trying to have this conversation, the wife's not there, he's at work, so let me just leave it alone and set it up for a couple hours from now.
Yeah, man. Do you want to DocuSign the contract over to him now? Do you want to get some more calls in? Do you have a TC or something you can send it off to, or what?
I'll set it up on the TC and all that stuff. I'll say let's get some more calls in, because I'm gonna have to be on the phone with him and his wife, because he's just by talking with him, he is, like he said, oh, I've been down this route before. I've been down this route before. So I'm putting money on it that he is going to go through the contract. And
line by line.
It could be a 10-minute contract, and it will take him an hour and a half to go through, because he wants to make sure.
Yep.
So,
and then it's nice because that motivation doesn't seem too high for him. So just getting him to get that thing signed, giving him as much freedom as possible, just being like, hey, we're going to do no hassle. Dude, you could have a buyer for that thing by midnight.
Yep. That's the goal right there.
Man, I wish I had that one.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark this one.
That was green, bro.
Yeah, that's green. All right. Well, we've been doing good in doing good in Arizona. Let me see if there's any more on here. I like AZ.
And I'm just
Ooh,
looking at the value of that place. He bought it in 2018 for 380. That's
yeah.
why he's willing to take that 520 because he's like, dang, I just made a quick bando on that. Let me just,
Mhm.
say bye. No, he bought it for 340.
Yeah. I'm looking at the same thing on Batch and stuff, and
Mhm.
that's why I was trying to pay attention to him and also
Yeah.
look at this. But what was happening with my Batch, I had to refresh it and then I had to log back in, and I'm like, oh, come on, this is not the time I need you to mess up real quick.
Yeah,
So
man. This guy gave you a 50G discount just for not doing showings.
mm-hmm. All right, so I think I saw one more in Arizona. Let me. All right, let's go ahead and give Mary Lou a call because she's in Arizona. I'm having good luck with Arizona.
There we go.
Let's do it.
Man, this is right in Mesa, Arizona. Dude, that's a ridiculously good lead right there.
Yeah.
Nobody bought that? That's crazy. Yo, dude, these are the ones people don't buy.
That's what's crazy about it.
A 4-bed, 2-bath in Phoenix, bro. Jeez. I guess Mesa, but that's, right off Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Pace is your buyer for that thing.
Hello? Can you hear me? Let me try calling back.
Oh,
Hey, is this Mary Lou?
it is Mary.
Hey, how you doing? This is Terrell.
Okay, so hold on just a second. I'm talking to quite a few people. Just give me a minute.
No problem. I got all the time in the world.
Really good. So you know what? Thank you very much. I'm gonna let you finish talking to Bob. I'm gonna take this call. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Let me just get in here and shut the door.
No problem.
Okay. So how was your day?
Mine day is good. I was calling you because you filled out a form on my website about an offer on your property in Tucson on Placenta de Ona.
Yes, we're talking about that right now. It's 6401 North Placida de Ona, and that's who I was just talking to, the person who would like to purchase that home. But we have not made any decisions yet.
Okay. So give me 1 second. I'm just trying to pull it up real quick. My computer's on. Sometimes you know when your computer one time wants to work perfectly, and then other times it just says, "No, I'm good."
Yes, I do. Now you're not with home investors, right?
No, I am not. Oh,
Okay.
oh, have you been down the home investor route today?
No, he's calling me in another 45 minutes.
Oh, okay. So I caught you at the perfect time then.
Well, we're right between one and the other, and I have another one on Friday. So
Oh.
yeah, we are ready to sell the property. We had it rented, and when we went in, there was some damage.
Yeah.
So a dog ate some of the fascia kind of on the door, whatever that's called. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But it's an absolute gorgeous, beautiful home because it has all the modern things as a floor plan. But it's much better if you just come see it.
Okay. All right.
Are you in Tucson?
No, I am not in Tucson. I am actually in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas.
Are you planning to move to Tucson, or are you just going to send an agent?
No agents. No, I'm an investor myself.
Okay.
So there's no agents or anything like that. If we do come up to an agreement, I'll just send one of my guys that is in that area to come take pictures of it and make sure it is exactly what you're saying it is, and go from there.
Let me tell you what the exciting thing is about this property.
Yep.
In the back,
Okay.
My husband started a mother-in-law suite when they used to be called mother-in-law suites. Now they're called Next Generation. And he never finished it. So in the back, there is all kinds of sewer and water
Oh, wow.
and a toilet.
Oh,
and
my
you go
gosh.
through this little door, and then you have a complete house in the back.
Oh, my gosh.
So he didn't finish it. And that's what everybody wants. And then there's a place for an RV park, like not an RV park, but like an RV parking spot.
Mm-hmm.
So that's to the side of the house, and it's gated.
Yeah.
And you have a carport, and there's a spa. And we have not used the spa, and we didn't allow renters to use the spa. So
Okay.
whether it's functioning or not, I cannot tell you.
All right.
And let's see, the guy came out today and said if you finished off the room by just putting drywall on it, since it has air conditioning in it, it would be able to come up to 28 some odd thousand feet. But I don't know that number. But
Okay.
it's 28 something.
All right.
So you know what? If you're serious, then everybody else is serious too. And the neighborhood that you have,
Yep.
because I am a school psychologist, so I can talk about the schools. We purchased that place for the schools. You have Donaldson, which is absolutely perfect. You have Cross Middle School, which is absolutely perfect, and Canyon Del Oro. So whoever gets it is going to get the absolute best schools ever.
Oh, my
And
gosh.
then Tucson is coming up 16%
Yeah.
on their home values. So you know what? If you're an investor and you want to turn over this property, then you might as well get into the bidding war.
All right.
That's what it is. It's a bidding war.
Oh, okay.
And we're going to take the top person and just say, okay, thank you for your money. And they can have the property and do it as they please.
Okay. So I'm so glad that you told me all that information. Thank you so much. Like it's amazing. And one thing I do want to say right off the bat is thank you so much for everything you've been doing in the schooling with the past 2 years, because you guys are unsung heroes. No.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I feel the same way about our wonderful military.
Yeah.
And I feel the same way about our wonderful police officers and everything. I'm not one of the ones that want to defund them. I think that in my lifetime they've done great service.
Yeah.
Minus the times they've picked me up for traffic violations.
Well, thank you again about the military and stuff. What's crazy about the military is my son just actually he just got stationed at his first base because he joined the army. So I'm an army dad, so it's kind of cool, you know. I can say that.
You really need to take my phone number and make sure you keep it, because what I do on the side is I run a business called Service Dogs Inc. And people donate to my nonprofit with an EIN number. It's all legit. And then we train and give service dogs only to veterans.
Oh, wow. That's so cool. I will definitely save your number. Definitely.
Okay. And we have another house on the market too. It's a trailer though, but you can find it on Zillow.
Okay.
And it's a trailer, but it's like not really a trailer, but it's like a mobile home. I think that's what they call it.
Can you do me a favor? Can you text me that address and I can look up that one afterwards? Now, is that one listed with the realtor?
No, that's listed with my husband, Bob.
Okay. And Bob's not a realtor, right?
No, he's not a realtor.
All right. So I know you were talking.
That one has brand new everything on it because we were going to give it to my daughter. But then she has terrible autism, so she did not want to be that far away from the house. So we said, okay, you don't have to live there.
Perfect.
But that one is in Pantano Vista.
Okay. Definitely send me that address because I'm interested in that one too. And we'll talk about
this phone number?
Yep, directly to this phone number. This is my personal phone number.
Okay.
Now,
well, my personal phone number.
So now let's talk about the property in Tucson right now. So it's vacant, correct?
It is vacant. The guy just moved out.
All right. So I know you're in a bidding war right now, and I don't want to waste your time or anything like that because I may not be your buyer. But where's the numbers at right now for the bidding war? You know, because we got it all over the place. So,
I can tell you. I'll be honest.
Yep.
My husband said he wanted 475. And I said, not too many people are going to be able to hunk out 475. And he said, I know that's what I want.
Okay.
However, we did get somebody with 450,
Mm-hmm.
and we haven't gotten any higher than that. We did get one that was a little lower than that.
Okay.
And then we did offer to say, if they give us half of the 475, then we will carry the other half if they've got, decent financials and they're not going to rip us off for at least a year, because then somebody could come in, do whatever, modifications they want to do, and then resell it.
Oh man, see, I just want to say right now, like, you're the most amazing. You and your husband are the most amazing people right now, because like you guys understand how investors think, and it's amazing. Thank you so much. I just want to say that to you right now.
Well, you know what? We don't want to get ripped off,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't want to get ripped off, but they would like to turn. That property can turn for another 200,000 or more on that.
Yeah.
And if you have your own, you're not paying 6%. And if you are, I have a gentleman who represents our houses and stuff for 1%. So that's a Tucson realtor for 1%.
All right. So
you know what? If we move forward in that direction and we make a deal, I don't mind passing you that information about him over there, because, like I said, he's doing 1% for us.
Yeah. Now, I got a couple of questions. I'm gonna go with the first one first. So you were saying about you were talking about giving half down and seller financing the rest of the money. Now, regarding the seller financing, you were saying 1 year?
Well, that's what we had for another proposal. He said, what can you do for us? We said, well, if you go the full price of 175, then if you pay half of it, then we will finance it at whatever the financial rates are right now, whether it's 1%, 2%, I don't know what it is, but whatever the market is, we're not going to up it. And then we will carry it for 12 months.
Okay.
And so, you know what? We're willing to talk to somebody who's not going to be a shyster.
Oh,
this is all going through our lawyer, and our lawyer happened to be the mayor of Tucson.
Oh, wow.
So, we're not talking about somebody who's an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's really sharp guy.
Yep.
But we don't mind, and we have 3 or 4 other houses too that we're going to be selling.
Oh my gosh,
that's how we invested our money, and this is the time we're turning them over.
All right, so this is what we're gonna do. All right, so I got a few things. So the first one is, when I purchase your house, can the mayor of the city give me a key? I just want a key to the city.
He's an ex-mayor.
Oh, he's an ex-mayor. Okay, then I'll just take an old key then.
Rothschild, and he's a former mayor. The current mayor is a lady.
Oh, okay. And then
nobody even wants her to be around them. So,
all right. So my next question is that, what were you looking for a monthly payment on the seller finance aspect of it? Did you have a number in mind? Like, would you be able, if I, instead of giving you half of it, maybe I was able to give you 60%, would you be able to give me terms that work for me, like a year that I wouldn't have to make a payment, or can I make a smaller payment? Like, what have you and your husband discussed about that?
We just figured we would just make straight payments like the bank would make.
Okay.
But you know what? We can come up with something, because no matter what that agreement is, it's going through a lawyer.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to be attached to your personal stuff.
Yeah.
So you can't just look at the house, decide you want to do it like Bob did, my husband, bless his heart, and say, we're going to make this into a suite for the kids, and they're going to be able to come back here and play and la la la, and then never finish it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. I would never do anything. I'm not the type of person that does anything without being on paper, going through a lawyer, because you don't know me, I don't know you, and handshake deals, they don't work. Everything has to have cross the T's, dot the I's, because when I go, whatever way I go with it, if I do a fix and flip, or if I have it as a rental, like buy and hold, whatever it is, I need to make sure that you and your husband actually own the property. There's no liens or anything like that in place, like.
Yeah, you don't want to be losing your investment.
Yep. And it's not like is there any back mortgage or anything that I'm gonna have to worry about?
No, I don't know. But there's nothing back like bad back.
Okay.
If we owe something to the bank, that would be paid off when we said half and half, and you would have it would be a clear free title.
Okay.
It's not going to be that we carry that back. We own other properties here.
Yep.
We own 3295 West Orange Grove Road. It's a big, huge commercial property. Now we got a bidding war for it.
Mm-hmm.
We own 730 in Green Valley, and we did reduce that one by almost $1 million. And anybody who touches that is going to make a ton of money.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're an investor and you really are interested, you need to look at these properties we're getting rid of. And right up the street off Linda Vista, they're building brand new Lennar homes. I think that's how you call them.
Mm-hmm.
And they have one house there that has a mother-in-law suite in it, like we do.
Yeah.
And it's almost over $1 million. I think it was $998 or something. But by the time you bought all the upgrades, it was $1 million home.
Yeah, it's crazy. So
and if you look at who has a mother-in-law suite, there's one on the market that we went to see. It was on Swan. They wanted $498,900 for it. We went into it as a piece of crap. I mean, I said, who would want to live on a busy street like that?
Yeah.
And two, who would ever buy something like this?
Yeah.
It was just so chopped up. It was just so gross.
Mm-hmm.
Ours is a beautiful open floor plan with a gorgeous rock fireplace. And
oh man, that's great.
it has a dance studio in it.
Oh my gosh, that's so crazy.
On the floor, my husband, when we met, was a professional dancer. Now he doesn't dance because he's too fat.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll send you some pictures if you want just one or two snaps.
Yeah.
Because we're in there right now doing some painting and stuff.
Yeah, if you could.
And I don't mind sending.
Yeah, send me those pictures. Now let's talk about. So I'm very interested in it, and I'm definitely interested in the seller finance aspect because that's going to be able to help me. That's going to help me out so much. So if I was, let's put it this way: if I come to the 475 and you give you half down in seller financing, how quickly can we get this deal done?
I have to make an appointment with my lawyer because that's not me.
Okay.
It has to be absolutely every ounce of the tea.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I could probably get in to see him within 3 days.
Okay.
And you would be the highest bidder if you did that.
Okay.
So, but if you go lower, then we have one other phone call tonight for the home investor. So that might not work out.
No.
And we have one other investor named Bulk, B-O-L-K.
Mm-hmm.
And he has contacted us, and he went to school with me.
Okay.
And we have one guy coming on Friday.
Okay.
But if you are really serious and you send somebody over and you take a look at it and you say, okay, this is what I want, and this is how you want to move forward, then I can make an appointment with a lawyer. But you got to remember, it's not going to be just waltzing in there. He's a very important man, and you waltz in at $6.50 an hour.
Yeah.
Because that's who he is.
I understand.
You buy that kind of level of.
I understand that.
The only reason he does it in us is because he knows we have all this real estate because he did a background on us.
All right. So what? So we'll go ahead and we'll do half down for 475.
Okay.
So we'll go half down 475, and with the seller finance, can you give me a little longer than a year? Can you give me like maybe closer to 5 if I went up in price?
5 years?
I'm just throwing out a number. I'm just throwing out a number. It's not set in stone. I'm just trying to have a conversation about a number.
5 years is 60 months.
Okay, so what?
I don't know. I have to ask Bob on that because I'm married and happily married. And so I can't even say that because that's never ever been talked about.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's do this.
I don't know what to say on that. You'd have to send it to me in writing of what you want, and then we can sit there and we have a gentleman who does our accounting, David Owens.
Yep.
We turn it over to him and say, okay, is this going to work for us? If it does, we're good.
So is Bob available right now?
He's talking to the other guy out in the hall foyer.
Oh, okay. Well, let's do this right now. Let's do this. This will be a good offer, and you just talk to Bob and let me know. We'll go 500,000. We'll do 500,000. We'll do half down, and let's start the negotiation at 5 years. And then in 5 years, I pay you off completely. Balloon payment, you're done with it.
But then do I not get any money for 5 years?
No, you'll have money. That's
monthly payment?
yeah, you'll have monthly payments. I just need to know. My thing is I'm always looking at cash flow. I'm looking at how much it is.
You need to do cash flow.
Yep.
I'm a business person.
So if I can go ahead and instead of going out and talking to Chase, Bank of America, I can talk to the Bank of Mary Lou and get the terms that work best for me. I have no problem paying each month towards it. Like, I don't have any problem with it. I just need the time to make sure. And that's why I was just saying the 5 years, we'll come up with a monthly payment for it, and we'll do the 500,000, and we'll do half a down payment.
Okay. Well, I'll have to ask him and see what he says, and then I'll call you back. I have you as 1-817-500.
Yep, that's correct.
Well, don't you want to know if something is? I mean, I can take pictures of the back place where I can show you the plumbing and the sewing.
Do me a favor. Send me
studio, and then there's also a photography place because my husband was into dark. There's a dark room photography studio. He's not leaving any of his equipment.
All right.
But there might be other things that might not be appealing to you.
Mm-hmm.
You think I should send you some pictures first before you jump the gun here?
No, you send me the pictures, but just on the money aspect, just thinking it through, that the terms that you're giving me, those are the terms that work for me,
Okay. Well, then you know what? I'll talk to him tonight, and everything goes through the lawyer, and the gentleman you'll be meeting is Jonathan Rothschild, who used to be the mayor of Tucson, Arizona. So he is a very business-like man.
Oh, I'm glad that he's
extremely nice to us.
Yep.
And he works really hard with our veterans.
Mm-hmm.
And he's beautiful with everything. Our service dog thing and everything he's beautiful with. So,
now, I do have one favor to ask you. And this is a big favor. Is once we go through with this transaction, right?
Yes.
This agreement, will you give me first chance at all of the other properties that you were either selling or going to sell before you list them with a realtor? If you do list them with a realtor.
Oh, I don't know about that because one's right on the market right now,
mm-hmm.
and the guy offered us 2.8, and that's the 3295 West Orange Grove because it's a commercial building
mm-hmm.
on a intersection that's loaded.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got Circle K on one side,
mm-hmm.
and it's got the other one. Well, the one in Sarita is the best offer because they discounted it $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
We don't care because we're done.
Yeah.
Do you want that kind of property?
I want every property that you or someone is willing to sell or wanting to sell. Those are the people that I want to talk to.
Well, the one in Sarita, we can carry a loan on that one too.
Okay. Can you send me that? Text me that address too, and I'll look into that one too.
Okay.
You have
to do these very quickly because we've already put them on the market,
mm-hmm.
and people are coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah, those ones are already on the market. We'll look at them, and I'll get back to you as quick as you give me the information, as quick as I can get back to you.
Okay.
But my goal is, and this is how I always operate my business, is I do right by people, and I'm fully transparent with people on what I plan on doing, how I plan on doing, and everything like that. So if you're wanting to get rid of some portfolio properties, then we go down that route. If you're saying that you want to get rid of these properties and you don't want to get hit with a lot of capital gains, we can do it that way too. Like, I'm not one of these typical investors, like home investors, that is just coming in and saying, hey, I just want it for this amount of money, have a nice day, and I want to walk into instant equity. I'm willing to work with you if you're willing to work with me. And I'm 100% sure we can make this a win-win for both you and your husband and myself.
Okay, so nobody's ever said that. They just pick one property and say we want to buy it.
Like I said, I want you to I want you to save my number in your phone is Terell Home Guy. So whenever anybody talks about a home to you, thinking about selling it, you say, hey, I know this guy. I know Terell. Terell will do right by you. Because why? Because he's done right by me. Because I work on referrals. You know, I'm not one of these.
Any idea how many people I know? Before I quit my business, my Facebook was over 4,500 people.
Oh my gosh!
I'm a school psychologist. Everybody wants me.
Oh my gosh! I want you.
Well, Terell, this is too much for me right this second. So just let me think about, to be very honest with you, the most money you will make is on that Sarita property because it's right next to a Walmart.
Yep.
And Sarita has all the Raytheon people down there. And they discounted the building $1 million because Bob and I don't want to drive down there anymore.
Okay.
But if you need us to carry a loan, we can carry a portion of it. So let me give you that address.
Okay,
you can see that on CoStar.
Okay, text me that address.
I'm going right this second.
Yep.
The mining company is in negotiations with us to buy that building. So if you want that one, you need to think about it immediately. And that's at like 730 West Calle Arroyo Sur. But like I said, it has 5 meters in it. So you can have 5 separate businesses in it. It wasn't built for just, an airhead.
Yeah.
And then there's a daycare on the lower floor and the upper floor.
Okay.
And it's like 19,114 square feet.
Yeah. Send me that address. And I may, and looking at the numbers and all that, I'll look at them tonight and get back to you. But I may be, as long as the numbers work for me, I may be able to not have you discount it as much as you're discounting, maybe get you a little bit more than what you're thinking right
now. Well, how generous of you. Well, you already know where it's going. We're going to put it into Service Dog Inc.
So you send me all of those. Yep, you send me the pictures. You send me the pictures of the Placita one in Tucson. Then text me the addresses of the other ones and what number you want for them. And then we can just have the conversation. And the sooner you get them to me, the sooner I'll get back to you.
Okay, I'll talk to my husband. And
yep.
Are you open for a call tonight?
Oh, yeah.
I get on the phone with you?
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so very much.
No problem.
I appreciate it. And again, my nonprofit is Service Dog Inc.
All right. Well, guess what? Your nonprofit is going to get a review from me. And I'm just going to say that you're the most amazing person in the world. And if I know any veterans that need a dog, guess what? I'm going to Service Dog Inc.
That's right. And you know what? I want veterans to have dogs. I do not want them to have this PTSD stuff they have. I want them to be out in America and enjoy the country they fought for.
Yep.
Thank you, sir.
No problem. Now, just do me a favor. When you after you talk with your husband and you want to get on the phone, just text me real quick so that way I can make sure that I'm not in anything else and I can be nice and quiet and have everything in front of me.
Well, thank you, sir, and you enjoy your family this evening.
All right, you too. Looking forward to talking to you tonight.
Wow. What a conversation right there. That doesn't even feel real. Yeah. So what? She's got like a $4 million+ portfolio she's giving away right now, or not giving away, but
yeah, it sounds like to me her and her husband are at the point that they're like, you know something, I want to ride off into the sunset. And I'm not caring about how much money I make, but I do want to make a good amount of money.
Yeah.
And those are the type of people that are investors and understand that, hey, if I go ahead and I carry, if I sell or carry it, I'm going to make more money in the long run and get it done quicker.
Yep.
And when she said home investors, I was just like, oh, this is going to be great. This is going to be great. Because unfortunately, with a lot of people, a lot of wholesalers only understand one aspect of the business. You know,
the wholesale.
Yeah. Then
the home investor is going to beat everybody else out in the wholesale offer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, they just got money beyond money to beat it out that way. But one thing that once you learn creative, you can beat out those home investors because of the fact that you can offer more money as long as you get the terms that make sense.
Yep. So when you went up to the 500 with the 5-year carry, that right there, what's your exit plan for that?
So on that one, I'm probably going to just redo it and put it right back on the market and just fix and flip it, unless, and I have to look into it, is if that is a nice Airbnb and that Airbnb and the numbers allow me to at least cash flow about $200 net, I'll keep it as an Airbnb. But right now, just by what she's saying, I'm probably just going to go in there, fix it, do what I need to do, and then just sell it right back. Or another way is you can sell or finance it to another investor.
It's, that might be a pretty good Airbnb because it's right near Mount Kimball. It's right near Saguaro National Park. It's, it's on the other side of town from the airport. So,
yeah. But also too is on a lot of things with the Airbnb is that a lot of people have it in their head that an Airbnb is a weekend getaway.
Sure.
You can do long-term rental Airbnbs.
Sure.
You can go ahead and Airbnb it for 30, 45, 60 days. And guess what? For 30, 45, 60 days, you don't have to worry about anything. There goes the money. Have a nice day. And then you just get your company. You just get a company, go out there, clean it up, and make sure it's there. And then you just go and just do it again, So there's always options to it, And also, too, is that from what I'm looking at it, is like how you said, it's the national park right there. It's outside of Tucson, but it looks close enough to Tucson that if honestly is if I can get in there and look at it, the photo one, that could all go, and I could just make more rooms to be able to be one of those houses that it's like, okay, you can fit everybody and their mama in this house,
Dude, that one's a weird thing too, because it's got that RV parking spot. It's got the possibility of a mother-in-law suite. Just got to finish it up. So already has expensive shit done.
Yeah.
And then
it just seems like to me with them is they're just, like I said, they're investors that are just trying to ride off in the sunset.
Mm-hmm.
And especially with that commercial property, is they're all willing to work with you as long as it makes sense, and that's why I threw out the 5-year, because I'm like, hey, let's go with 5 years and let's have the conversation. And you saw how she thought it was 5 years, no payments. Oh yeah, no. So to me, it sounds like it's either 1 year with no payments or 5 years with some sort of payments. But that's something that I have to have a conversation with her about to make sure, because if she's going to give me a year with no payments, I don't have to pay you anything for a year? Or then that at that point is it's like, okay, let's go rocking and rolling and have a nice day.
Sure. I see what you're saying.
And what's even crazy is if you look in the comments, Zachary even said, he's like, hey, I'll book a stay. if I'm making an Airbnb, message me. Well, I'll give you the first stay. There you go. You'll be the initial person in there for the stay. Now I can't give it to you for free, but I can give you a discount.
Zillow thinks it's Zillow doesn't know how many bedrooms it is, and it thinks it's a 2-bath, so it's valuing it at like $360, but it's a 5-bed, 3-bath. Yeah. Wow, this thing could be a monster right there, because then you can add some extra beds, baths with the mother-in-law suite. Mm-hmm. I mean, you could have the biggest rental out there.
Yeah.
Because in terms of, I'm seeing one, a 4-bed, 3-bath on a smaller lot sold nearby for $457.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And think about it too, is that has the RV pad, right? Yep. So how many people in RVs are stuck going to RV campgrounds because they don't have the ability to have their RV there? And when you're traveling in an RV, it'd be nice to have that one time that you can go ahead and park at a house.
Yeah.
Clean out the RV, do what you want, and sleep in a bed, but you still have all your stuff in the RV.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's the thinking that we always try to say, and that's what we do on Sub 2, is just like you got to think outside the box. There's there's 1,000 ways to skin a cat. You know, you don't have to just take a huge knife and just chop it beyond belief. You can take a little piece here, take a little piece there, you know?
Man, yeah, and I'm looking across the street where there's this big lot here, big commercial lot across the street, recently sold. I mean, there's really no comps that support the 500, but I'm thinking that based on the cash flow this thing has,
Yeah.
the 500 still makes sense.
Yeah.
Especially on a 5-year carry. It'll be at 500 in 5 years.
Yeah. Well, no, actually it won't even be 500 for 5 years, because the fact is I told her that I may give her the 50% down. So it'd be 5 years on 250. So then that brings my cash flow down lower on that aspect, because I can just do zero. I don't have any percentage at all, even if I brought in a hard money lender. You know,
Sure.
I'll take the percentage on the first 250.
Sure.
But on the other 250, then I probably may have I'm leaning towards I'm gonna have zero financing. That's the goal of that. So if I can get 250 for 5 years in a balloon, and that's just a knockout right there. That's a home run.
That is a deal right there. That is sweet. That is sweet. Dude, I think that might be the best creative negotiations that we've seen on this, because I think that anybody who was not that great at creative would come in, take a look at this, get scared off by the weird property lot, get scared off by Zestimate being way weird, being scared off by the fact that there's no true sold comps recently in the area. But man, that lot's huge. I mean, honestly, that thing could be I don't know what the rules are there, but it could 100% be subdivided and then a second property be built closer to the road.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Looking at that there.
This thing is I don't even the best way to describe it is that the sky's the limit on it.
Yeah.
Because even if you go ahead and just keep the one property, subdivide it, guess what? You can go ahead and build another one in the back. And then guess what? That one property in the front could go ahead and take a good chunk of this other the other financing. And then guess what? Now I'm done on this one, you know? So there's so many opportunities, so many ways of making this happen.
And these people are just the perfect type of people to do it, just because they don't need the cash up front.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They're thinking, an extra $5,000 a year for literally no work.
Yep. I'm just taking it off your hands. That's all I'm doing.
And in all likelihood,
yeah,
they're going to be getting that 500 well before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was crazy. And the thing about it is what's amazing is that she understood, you know, and was like, okay, I understand. Cool. So
when I heard her start talking, I had to look it up and make sure she wasn't a realtor, just based on how she was talking. I'm like, is she the agent?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why I wanted to ask her. I was like, hey, hold on. Is it listed? Is it not listed? Like what's going on here? Because I was afraid of that myself. Was like, okay, hold on. Is it listed? Like, are you a realtor? So
she could talk, that's for sure.
Yeah. And the thing is she's a yellow seller and I'm a yellow talker. So I know sometimes I can get myself locked into it. And I'm like, I have to think to myself, I'm like, hold on. I call it the death loop. If you're saying the same thing twice over and over, it's like, hold on, we're in the death loop. I got to get out of this, because we can just be in this death loop forever and a day. So
I think you led the conversation really well. You took it to the spots that it needed to go. I think that I'm like 75% certain you're going to beat out the other offers here.
Yeah. The thing how I knew the way that I look at it is her understanding and her wanting to do business with me is because of one, she's never heard of it. So she's like, wait, hold on. And then when she starts telling me about other properties and wanting to know how I feel about them, that point is the person, she's into it now, you know?
Yep. You've developed a deeper rapport. She thinks you're a legit person. And yeah, I mean, honestly, this is a good deal to have her run by her lawyer, just because it seems like a very sophisticated, you know, couple there, you know, offloading $4 or $5 million in property. They don't need the extra cash.
Who knows if they have an RV park right there, they may have an RV themselves and they just want to travel around travel around the world, the United States for
Sure.
all, you know. All right. So, excuse me. I think I'm gonna go. I think we're all done with
Arizona.
Yeah, I think we have all done in Arizona. There's one more Arizona one, but I'm trying to figure out. I think I want to go to sunny Florida. Let's see if there's anything in Florida. Man.
Yeah, this other one is in Show Low, Arizona. Where is that?
Show Low AZ. Let's see where Show Low AZ is. Where is this? I never even heard.
Middle of nowhere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, that's beyond the middle. That's
Hey, it's near a White Mountain Family Fun Park. All right, that's the selling point right there. All right. I don't see any more. So let's go to where? Let's see what Gainesville is. Let's see this Gainesville one.
Ooh, I was in Gainesville for a while. That's a good spot to do some deals.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let me give Stanley a call. Let's see what he says. And Zachary, you got that discount. You got it. You just gotta message me. That's it.
Hello?
Hey, what's going on? Is this Stanley?
Yeah, man, the house is sold.
Oh, it is? Okay, cool, man. Hey, quick question. Hey, do you have any other properties that you're interested in? Oh, you're gonna answer my question, Stanley.
You hang up on you?
Yeah.
You calling back?
Yeah. I want to see if he has any other properties to sell.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hey, I know. Hey, this was Terell. I just talked to you. I know you said that property in Gainesville was sold, but do you have any other properties that you're interested in selling?
No, my mom and dad lived there. My dad passed away recently, and that was their house, and that's why we're selling.
Okay, and you already sold it?
Yes, sir. We already did. We signed off tonight.
All right. You have a good day. And once again, I'm sorry about your loss, man.
Guys, he just signed a contract tonight and nobody bought the lead.
Yeah.
Man, you guys are crazy.
Man, I wish he didn't sign it, because if he didn't sign it, I would have asked him
how much? I can get you more.
How much he wants for that. Let me see if there's any more in Florida.
So Mr. Pace Morby just posted an awesome Instagram where he's on a Zoom call with the one and only Grant Cardone.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, Grant Cardone looks kind of like a dick. In the middle of the call, just while they're talking on the call, Grant Cardone starts hitting he's like working out, he's hitting a bag with a baseball bat. Loud. He's there, whack, whack, whack.
Yeah, I'm he sometimes it's all. Where is this one? Let's see where. Ooh. He may. Hold on one second. Let me see where this is. Where is it? Let me see where this is in Florida. Oh gosh. Yeah. Oh, you're not close to anything. He's outside of Gainesville, but I don't like that one. All right, let me go on to another one. Man, let's go with. Let's see where this is. Citrus Springs. It's outside of Ocala. Okay, let's see what you got. Let's see what Citrus Springs. I just saw it. Way to go. Here we go. Boom. Let's call Chris. Let's see what's going on with his house.
Dude, thank you, Brandon. Zachary says, I don't know how I feel about a Grant. Just too cocky for his own good. But then again, who am I? Yeah, man, he's been a part of some sketchy stuff. His sales training's good, but that's not because he's a good salesman. It's because he can afford to have the very best salesman in the world do the trainings.
Yeah. Hey, is this Chris?
This is Chris.
Hey, how you doing? This is Terell. I was calling. You filled out a form on my website about selling your property on Citrus Springs. Just trying to call you and talk to you about it.
Okay. What can I do for you?
I'm just kind of reading what's going on. Like it was saying that it needs some painting and all that stuff. So what made you think about selling it? What was making you sell it?
We're moving for work.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. Man, I'm glad. If you don't mind me asking, where you moving to for work?
Central Georgia.
Oh, wow. There you go. All right. That's perfect. That's perfect. So, how long were you thinking about before you were moving? Like, were you trying to move in the next 30, 60, 90 days?
We are going to be up there by the end of March.
Oh, okay. So you're looking to move quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right. So have you been getting a lot of people calling you about it?
Yes, sir. Sure have.
Oh, so am I number 10 or am I number 11? So, if you don't mind me asking, what were those other people telling you? Were they just
asking questions, asking about the property, what it's like, and what I expect to get for it, how long I've been there, that kind of stuff.
All right. Now, did you have a number in mind on how much you wanted for it? If you don't mind me asking.
I think a realistic number is probably like
230. 230.
The shape it sits right now. It's not. There's nothing structurally wrong with it. The roof is good. It's old, but none of the shingles are starting to curl or anything like that. They're all still in very good shape. There's no soft spots. HVAC is perfect. Electrical is perfect. Plumbing is perfect. So all the major stuff, the house is in fantastic shape. My wife and I have 7 kids, so we've got painting that needs to be done.
Oh my gosh. Woo.
Yeah, so we got some cosmetic stuff we're working through. We got carpet that we're replacing, all that kind of stuff.
Okay. So let me so if I was able to just stop you today, like say for instance, today you're done with the property, I cover all closing costs. Would you be able to give me a little bit of a better price on the 230 and you wouldn't have to put another dime into the property?
No, because I'm not really putting a ton of dimes into it.
Okay.
Like I said, it's mostly just it's paint and it's carpet. The biggest project I've got going is the master bath. We converted it to being just a bathtub.
Yeah.
So we're going to change that back into having a shower. So that's the biggest thing. So I mean, all in, I'm probably going to have, I don't know, maybe $6,000 or $7,000 getting this place ready to sell. And all it's going to do is just give it visual appeal.
Okay. All right. My computer's lagging a little bit right now, so I'm just trying to get it up on my computer real quick.
So if the house was in perfect condition, I'm not going to put it in perfect condition.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it in sellable condition. If the house was in perfect condition, it'd probably sell right now for $280, $290.
Okay. All right. So I'm just trying to look at everything that's going on in the area. Sorry about that. And I just want to make sure it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath?
4-2.
4. Oh, okay, 4-2, because they have it right now as a 3-2. So let me pull it up on one other place. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. I want to make sure want to make sure that I get the right place. You know, I don't want to waste your time. All right. Now, it still shows that it's a 3-2, but it is what it is. Did you add a bedroom to it?
Nope, came with it.
Okay. All right. All right, and you're at the 230. All right. Now, if you don't finish converting that bathroom, you still at the 230, or can we go down a little bit lower on that one if I stopped you from doing the bathroom?
I mean, if I wasn't going to do that, I don't know, maybe 220, but it wouldn't be a huge drop.
Okay.
So I mean, houses are selling like hotcakes right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, I could probably, if I really wanted to, I could probably sell it for what I want, and then get somebody to come and sing and dance for me before I leave.
All right, that's perfect. So you're trying to move by the beginning of the month, so about 30 days.
End of March is when
Okay.
we've got to be in our new place.
Okay.
So if I've got the house finished by then, I'll go ahead and put it up for sale. If it's not finished by then because we're having people come in and do all this stuff. I've got my wife's a big gardener, so the front garden is full of all of her 10 years worth of plants.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a landscaper coming in. He's going to basically pull everything
Okay.
and strip it clean, and then put grass seed down and regrow the lawn.
All right.
So it's there's stuff happening, and if it finishes, like I said, we'll sell it, and if it doesn't finish, then we'll keep chipping away at it. And I mean, either way, it'll be sold by probably by April.
Okay. And now are you currently living in the property?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. All right, so I'm thinking, I'm honestly thinking is, so all of the other if any of these questions are a little personal, just let me know. But you were talking about how I'm number 10 of the investors calling you about. What were the numbers that they were around?
They haven't given me numbers yet. They have been asking me what I want, and basically saying, okay, we'll take this information and we'll get back with you.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's probably because of what I'm expecting to get for the property.
Okay.
So they probably realize there's just not a lot of money in it, and they're moving on to the next one.
Yeah. Well, one thing with me is I'm not like the typical investor. The typical investors, they do the one trick pony of cash, which is quick, easy, simple, but they have to walk into the property with equity. If you're an investor and stuff like that. And that's not the type of investor I am. I can do that, which is real easy. Like, that's not a hard thing. But I'm the type of person that I like to work with the people that I talk to and kind of see what's the best way to help them out in their situations, and come up with an agreement.
We don't necessarily have, we wouldn't be considered motivated sellers.
Mm-hmm.
We've had this property for 10 years,
Yep.
and I take that back, 9 years. We've only had it 9 years.
All right.
I'm not in an enormous hurry to sell it. I'm selling it because I'm not going to live there, and I don't want to rent it out.
Gotcha.
So I'd like to cash out on it, but I'm not. I can afford 2 houses, so if I have to, I will. I just don't want to.
Okay. Now, let me ask you a question. I know you were saying there was a number that you had in mind. What was that number that you would want to sell it for?
To walk away from it right now, I'd really love to get 230.
Okay. All right. So we're in that 220, 230 range. Okay. So now let me ask you a question. Would you be because I know you were just talking about you don't have really any, you're not hurting or anything like that, and you'd be willing to have 2 properties. Are you willing to be the bank, the bank of Chris for me?
As seller finance it?
Yeah. Say it again.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that was a real strong no. Do you mind me asking why it was such a strong no?
Because I'm not interested in being a middleman. I'm not interested in. I don't want one more thing to take care of. My work keeps me pretty busy.
Yeah. I'm just wondering, why would you think that you'd be the middleman?
Because if I was going to owner finance it for somebody, then it would either have to be under the table or it'd have to be like a wraparound financing. And like I said, I'm just not interested in I don't want the upkeep. I don't want. I mean, don't get me wrong. You could be totally legit, but if you're one of these guys that I have to chase down for payments and stuff like that, it just doesn't interest me.
Oh no, I completely understand, and I definitely understand about being one of the people that you want to go chase and all that stuff. And that's not how I do business. The way I do business is everything's done through title, or depending on the state, real estate attorney. Everything's dot the T's, cross the I's. All that would happen for you is that at the beginning of the month, you would just get a check. And what I do is, how my business works is, I use a third-party servicer, and what their job is to make sure everybody gets paid. So say, for instance, I'm just throwing out this numbers and don't hold me to it, but say, for instance, we came to an agreement like $1,000 a month. Now, that's not the number. I'm just using it for an example. So say, for instance, we have $1,000 a month. That's my payment to you. And what will happen is I'll pay the servicer, and then the servicer would pay. And I'm assuming, don't get me wrong, but I'm assuming that there's a mortgage on the property, right?
Of course.
Okay. So I'm just using the numbers. So say, for instance, your mortgage, just for sake of example, your mortgage is $500 a month. Okay. And I agreed to pay you $1,000 a month. So what will happen is I pay the third party servicer, right? They go ahead, and what they do is they pay your mortgage, the $500 a month. Then what they do is they pay you the $500 a month. And then what happens in that is everybody gets a receipt saying that everything was paid. And then what happens is, on the other side of it, to make sure that you don't have to go sit here and go run around and try to find me or anything, I give you a deed in lieu of foreclosure. So what that means is, say, for instance, I'm 30 days late for the sake of this conversation, I'm 30 days late for my payment. What happens is, on that 31st day, you go ahead and you call the title company and you say, hey, guess what? And the third party services shows that, hey, guess what? Terell didn't make his payment. It's the 31st day. You get your property back with all of the money that I've paid towards it and all of the upgrades that I have done. And then at that point is, if you want to, you can go sell it on the open market and make more money than you were originally going to do, because of the fact is that I've paid down all of your equity and your mortgage payments on it. So I don't do business that little, you going to find or anything, trying to find me and stuff like that. I upgrade you to the banker Chris. I'm just like me, is I have tenants in my rental properties, and I'm not waiting for my money, so why would the banker Chris wait for theirs? You don't call Wells Fargo to say, hey, guess what? My toilet's not working. And you don't call Wells Fargo to say that my door's broken or anything like that. No. The only time that you call Wells Fargo is when, really, no, there isn't a reason why you call Wells Fargo. So that's what I just wanted to know. I just wanted to tell you, because a lot of people have that in their head, that you're going ahead and
let them talk
and shooting,
Well, even with all that in mind, the potential upside is not enough to dissuade me from the potential downside.
Okay.
So like I said, it just doesn't interest me.
Mm-hmm. And what's the potential downside?
Because that's assuming everything goes perfect. Assuming there's no problem with the third-party companies. I deal with so many third-party companies with my job that I can't stand them. I don't like them. Businesses, in my experience, are staffed typically by people who are not. They're just doing enough to get by. I'm like I said, I'm just not interested.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that you weren't interested in it. But the 220, 230, nice cash deal and stuff. When's the last time those investors talked to you about it?
Earlier today.
Oh, okay. So everybody's been talking to you today about it.
I've been getting calls since yesterday.
Okay. and everybody's just saying, "Hey, we'll just get back to you. We'll get back to you."
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I may not be your buyer on this one, you know. I may not.
That's okay. I'm basically just feeling out, seeing what everybody says, trying to get a feel for the market. And
Yeah.
when we get the house finished, at least we'll have a baseline to work from.
Now, another question is do you have a time frame of when you're gonna make that decision of like the 220, 230 if you just go like that? So like say for instance, I go ahead and I just do a little bit more due diligence and I see that 220 number works for me. Would you be able to move forward with the deal within or would you have to take some time?
Well, I'm scheduling a trip to Georgia last week of February and then another one the first week of March to go get another house settled.
Yeah.
So it would probably be the beginning of March before I could physically, get my family out. But as far as the number goes, the more work we put into the house, the more we're gonna ask for it.
Oh yeah, that's 100%. That's 100% legit. So if we go ahead and we did the 220 and we didn't have closing until what 45 days, that'll be at the end of March. Does that work for you?
That would work. I mean, we'd have to. If you do it, I mean, I wouldn't drag your feet. If you see that it interests you, then go ahead and offer me a contract on it.
Okay.
Closing time. I mean, I know closing time takes time, so
yeah,
that doesn't particularly worry me.
Yeah, no, I know closing takes a while now and everything, but yeah, if I send you a contract, I want to just make sure it's a contract that works for both of us, and make sure the agreement works for both of us, and that way, it's not one of those. And like you don't know me, I don't know you. I just don't want to sit here and go ahead and send you out an agreement, and then you're talking to these other people, and you're sitting there saying, "Oh, hey, Terrell's offering me this, Terrell's offering me that." Because if you want to do that, that's perfectly fine with me. I just rather just know what their number is, and I'll just go ahead and beat it by $1,000. As long as they can fulfill a couple of requirements, like so. I just want to make sure it's something.
I'm basically telling you what I told them.
Okay.
If you're seriously interested in buying it, I mean, like I said, I'll be happy to talk to you about it. I'm not interested in hooking up with one of those, where you put it under a contract and try to find somebody to take the contract, and you put a clause in it that if I can't find a buyer, then the contract. I mean, I'm not looking for something like that.
No, and I don't want you to look for something like that. When I go ahead and I give you a number, that number means that, hey, guess what? That's the number you're getting, and it's going to be closed when I say, because my whole business model is based on referral and doing right by people. So if I go ahead and I call you and I say, hey, Chris, I got it at 220. Let's go. Here goes. Are you ready to sign this? Let's do the DocuSign. That's meaning that you're getting the 220. That's what the purchase price is for, is 220. Not, oh, hey, I'm going to come back in 40 days or so and, oh, guess what? I don't have a buyer. Because I've helped people out in that way, because wholesalers have done that before. Wholesalers do that to a lot of people. And I've had someone that she went ahead and thought her home was sold and everything was great. And then come to find out, she got the contract canceled on her. And that sucked. And I felt so bad for her, but luckily I was able to help her out, and that way she could move across the country with her daughter, because that's where she was trying to go.
Well, if you do your due diligence and you see that it interests you and you're serious about it, I'll be happy to talk to you about it.
Okay.
So let me know.
All right, perfect. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and do my due diligence on it, and then I'll call you or text you either way, so that way I don't have you up in the air. Just like I hope that if you go ahead and something happens, you just text me and say, hey, Terrell, something I just changed my mind.
Right.
All right.
Works for me.
No problem. You have a good night, sir.
Thanks. You too, man.
All right.
Bye.
Not a bad deal there.
Yeah. Yeah, so to me on him was he has motivation, but doesn't have a high level of motivation. But I need to look at those numbers and see if I got to actually talk to a buyers that I have in that area because, excuse me, with the market, a buy and hold investor may work on that. So I gotta do more due diligence on that one.
Sure. Come and see what that one's about. There's some comments I just want to address really quick.
Yeah.
So we have executive estates saying he spent $400 on a lead. Now he says, makes sense. Definitely going to do that moving forward, going to stay away from the $400 plus leads. So I understand that. Spending $400 on the lead that doesn't work out is never it never feels good, right? Yeah. But here's the thing. Never spend a significant amount of your marketing budget on a single lead, because at the end of the day, this is not gambling. This is sales, right? Volume is going to beat out anything else. The people who should be buying the $400 leads are the people who can afford to lose the $400. And I'm not saying that's not you, but once you understand, being in that sort of mindset of like, hey, this may work out, this may not, I can afford to lose this 400 versus if you could buy $10 leads, right? The $400, that's leveraging your capital to make extra time for yourself at the end, right? So you don't have to go through as many leads. If 400 is a significant sum of your marketing budget, 100 times out of 100, I would be spending money on a lot cheaper leads and trying to get more of them because it just gives you more opportunities at bat, more things to work on. Yep. Going up further, we've got OG Gojo. And, I don't like to touch on the negatives, but I think it's important. He comes in just saying speed to lead is horrible. Paid $500 for a lead that didn't want to sell. Now, that hurts that the first thing you come in is just really aggressive when you didn't even look at our FAQ. We have a refund policy. If the information that this person submitted is erroneous, they don't want an offer on their home, they don't want to sell, the property is listed or it's under contract, you get your money back. You get your money back. Problem solved there. Moving further, will I get a refund? You guys should do a better job qualifying them. Here's the thing, right? For qualification, it's an interesting thing. We don't call these leads ourselves, right? The reason is because that would take a significant amount of staffing to do. They qualify themselves by filling out our motivated seller lead form. And for those that don't, fill in the box for not being motivated, that's why we have our refund policy. That's why we have our refund policy. And to that, for that lead, right? For that lead, send me the information, OG. I put my email in there. I don't have an email from you yet. I will personally call that lead, and if I close the deal, you will get 100% of the profits. But secondly, I do just want to see what the level of motivation on it was. But in other terms, I would hope that the same goes for you, that the $500, if it were a lead that just didn't work out because of, stuff that is just out of people's control, I guess here's the way to put it. I guess, it may sound shitty to some of you guys, but I don't really think it does, is if we were selling these as deals, as we knew like these were going to be deals, right? They'd be a lot more expensive than $500, okay? We're selling leads, not deals. We would love to sell deals. We want as many of our leads as possible to be deals, but we're not going in having conversations with these people, building rapport, getting a contract signed. And so that's why you've still got to go through volume to get to that point of the end.
One thing I can say, and this is contest to the refund thing, is I bought one and I talked to the person just like how the person said that it was sold. And all I did was just shoot support at ispeeddelete.com. And they were like, hey, do you have proof of it? And I just sent them the recording of the phone call because I record all my phone calls just to get better. And they were like, okay. And they just sent it back and they refunded it back to my account. So yeah, I'll say it right now, like that policy, I'll be truthful about it, I was a little skeptical, but when I did it, it worked out perfect. So I was like, okay. I was like, all right, you guys got it. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we have that in place there just because we can't qualify all the leads right now. It doesn't make sense for us to hire multiple staff to be calling these people to qualify them and all that stuff. And then it's going to be weird on the handoff of when you buy the lead, have, people not knowing if there's been a conversation had or not, what that script looks like, what that qualification looks like. Maybe there might be an extra level of service in the future. Maybe like lead insurance, right? So that no matter what, you can get a refund if this doesn't work out. But other than that, yeah, those are the best points I can. And OG, I would really like for you to send me an email. I put my email in chat there, liam@ispeedlead.com, with that lead information. I will personally call them. I'll put them in my follow-up sequence and see if I can't get them to sell.
And also, too, is like how you were talking about volume and stuff. If you're just starting out on it and you have that limited budget, just go for look at all the leads, because you can look at them by state and you can kind of search. Look for the ones that you feel like you have the sales skills to close, as long as it has the things. Like with sub 2, we have an advantage because we can do a lot of things, and I have an advantage too because I can look at foreclosures, like homes that are behind on their mortgage. I know that stuff because I've done so much learning about that. So I can look at a yes, I'm behind on my mortgage, and know that I have a really, really good chance of closing that deal as long as the person is motivated, So just a word of advice is just look at all the information on it, and before you buy it, just say, hey, talk to yourself and say, do I know that I have the ability, if they are motivated, I can close this deal.
Thank you for that addition. But as I'm looking at this here, just time-wise, it is 6:20 p.m. We're gone about 20 minutes over. Here's what I'd say is pick one more lead on that list, bro. Let's give it a good college try, win or lose, answer or not. I think that will be the one to rock with.
Yep, I'm with you on that one.
Sweet.
Trying. Let me look. I'm gonna look at this one, and whatever one's the first one that says they want to sell ASAP, we're going. All right, here it goes. We're going to Cali. Like LL Cool J said, I'm going back to Cali.
Make some deals happen in Cali, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Your call has been forwarded to an auto.
It's like Zombieland. Let's do that double tap.
There we go. There we go.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic.
All right, let's go with the triple with the voicemail.
Yo, this guy near me, he's selling a 2007 Mercedes-Benz S-Class S550 fully loaded. Only 100,000 miles. The premium package for 10 grand.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 209588882. Available at this time. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Carol, this is Terell. I'm trying to buy your house. Give me a call back. There we go. We give the last one ode to DF Dub, the Viking King closer. Let's give him some props. You know.
There we go. Yeah, man, no doubt. Well, listen, man, it was great having you on. I think that you were the best at structuring these creative deals, better than anybody else we've had on so far. I think that those two, the first one, no doubt, if you can get that first guy under contract, that is some money right there.
Yeah.
That's a $50,000 assignment.
Yeah.
Easy. Second one, I don't even really know. I mean, that one is cash flow monster, perhaps, but we just gotta see what that one comes out to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That second one that's definitely gonna have some conversations because she has so many. So that to me is gonna be like, hey, let's nurture this one and go from there, you know. But hey, I want to let everybody know, man, and this is what it is that let's get some money. I want to go head to head with y'all. Look, we got the 2 on the hat. Let's go. Let's have some fun. You know, it isn't about who win, who better, and all that stuff. Let's sharpen some swords. You know, like let's start some rivalry. Who wants to start a rival with me? I feel like I want to start a rivalry with me. Okay, like I'm a Patriots fan. Everybody hates Tom Brady. Everybody hates the Patriots. It's okay. You know, I want to go have some fun with some people. Who wants to challenge each other? Let's go make this. I speed the lead. Let's make this a challenger, you know, and let's just get to the point that King Closer can go ahead and look at a couple of us and say, I need to watch out for those guys. I need to watch out for those guys. You know,
you got one of those hats, dude. Zachary's a beast.
Yeah. So, but once again, thank you, man, for letting me get on
Dude,
here.
absolutely, man. Absolutely, anytime.
I'm gonna have to come back and have some more fun because this was just too fun.
Dude, absolutely.
Hey, JC, I know you're a Bills fan and you'll take on a Patriots fan, and I'm glad about that. The only thing I have to say is we're both in the off season right now, so you know we're both looking at the Super Bowl from the sidelines and everything like that, you know. So, but and Dalton, I see that you say you wish you compete with these guys. Why can't you compete with us? Like, come on. You go ahead. Let's go. You want to set this up? Let's set it up for a week or so. Me and you go head to head. If you make a mistake, you make a mistake. Who cares? You know, but you ain't gonna get better unless you calling. So let's get calling. Let's go.
I love it, bro. There it is, man. There it is.
But everybody, reach out to me if you guys need any help with creative deals or just trying to structure deals or anything like that. Yo, reach out to me.
How can everybody reach you, man?
You can reach me on Facebook under my name, Terell Small. You can reach me on IG. I'm gonna go ahead and type that in the chat so everybody got that. I
don't know if you can type it in the public. If you just put it in the private chat, I'll put it in the public.
Cool. I'll put it in there. Sorry. Boom. There you go.
All right, everybody, make sure to go follow my guy Terell on Instagram right there. Terell Buys Homes.
Yeah.
Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We'll be live again tomorrow. You already know it. I will be live myself, closing some deals, getting some stuff locked up, making some contracts happen. But other than that, I think we're just gonna roll the ad roll. Call tonight. All right, y'all have a good night. All right, see you guys. Peace.
Are you looking to implement pay-per-click advertising into your real estate business? iSpeedTheLead.com is an a la carte PPC marketplace, allowing investors to get into the world of PPC on a budget. Browse and purchase PPC leads a la carte from all around the United States. These leads are from motivated sellers who want to sell now. So if you want to find motivated sellers using PPC, go to iSpeedTheLead.com. We got you.